It's finally 25 degrees at night and the tire pressure light is on, so you know what that means. It is cold weather fragrance time. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. The Santa Maria here, and today this is a highly requested video. I've received a few messages about this, comments as well. Elves have been asking for some cold weather date night scents, and your girl has been going on a lot of cold weather date nights with the head elf in the midst of all this traveling we have been doing. So yes, I have a nice set of fragrances that have been getting the job done and that have been doing what needs to be done specifically for date nights. So if you are interested, stay tuned to the video. But before we do that, elves, you know what we must do first. Lipstick of the day, everyone. This is a modern classic. This is their Fenty Stunner Lip Paint. This is the red. Get into it. I dug to the bottom of my drawer for this and I've missed it. I'll have it linked below where you know where to get it. Next up we have fragrance of the day, and I'm enjoying this. This is from Bond number 9 and this is Queens. Bottom 9 Queens. This is a very syrupy, sweet but deep scent. We'll be talking about it much later in another dedicated video. So now that we've gotten it out the way, elves, let's get into these cold weather date night fragrances. Let's go ahead and get this one out of the way because it needs no introduction to the fragrance world at all at this point. However, I enjoy this elevated version for date night, and this one always gets attention whether I want it or not. And that first fragrance has to go to Maison Francis Crypt de Jean's. This is the Baccarat Rouge 540, the Extrait de Parfum. As you can see, I've had my bottle for a minute and it has seen many a date night. I have taken this fragrance on trips. We've gone to different events with it. Every time I wear this scent, it's going to get noticed. Head elf always knows when I wear this scent. As vast as my collection is at this point, he knows when I wear Baccarat, the Extrait, because he enjoys it so much. He's like, "You wearing Baccarat today?" I'm like, yes, I am. So yes, I have to recommend 540 Extrait, and not even just on myself. Some of my close friends and family also have worn this scent out on date night. So I can confirm this is a solid stunner for date night, not just on myself, but on others as well. So again, MFK's Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait de Parfum, aka the red bottle. Another fragrance that is perfect for this time of year. In fact, I recently did a dedicated review on this fragrance, so we're going to talk about it in brevity on this one. This is House of Killian, and this is Killians Angel Share. Ladies, this is a stunner because it's boozy but it's sweet, and this is a male magnet. This gets compliments from men, random strangers, but most importantly from the one you care about getting attention from. This gets the job done. Every time I wear this as of late, because I've been wearing it more because I've just been enjoying this scent, as I've talked about previously. Head elf notices when I wear Angel Share. He's like, "You smell really good." Whether I just spray it like first thing in the morning or if I've been wearing it for 6 hours, he knows when I'm wearing this and he will compliment. He's like, "I smell really good." And I mean, he does like the browns, if you know what I mean. So this is definitely going to get his attention, and the bottle too is just a nice touch. The fragrance is unisex, as well as like the Extrait de Parfum I just talked about, the MFK, also unisex. But I will say the sweetness in this to me is just extra nice on a woman. I have to say that. So Killian's Angel Share definitely makes the cold weather list. Another date night fragrance. I actually just wore this on our recent trip. We went to a very fancy seafood house while we were in Austin, Texas, and this did what needed to be done. And this is from Givenchy, and this is L'Interdit, the Rouge. Yes, you all, let me tell you, Rouge is the one. I like the other flankers in this lineup, don't get me wrong, and I possibly will acquire the other ones, but the Rouge, sexy. This is spicy and it's tuberose, so you have that sweetness, but then you got that spiciness, so it's definitely an edge, but it's so sexy feminine. Yes, this is an absolute easy reach for a date night. Like I said, I wore it to a fancy dinner. Head elf was very happy about it. It turned heads walking through the crowd. Let me tell you, honey, a Givenchy L'Interdit Rouge. Yes, and what I say, out of all the fragrances I'm talking about, this one you can literally pick up at Ulta, you can pick up at Sephora, because I actually got my bottle at Ulta. So this one, honey, don't think you have to go like to say a Neiman's or something like that to get a scent that's going to turn heads and shut the show down, honey. No, you can go to Ulta and pick this one up right here. This is fantastic. Givenchy Launch de Rouge. And I even broke my rule when it comes to fragrance. This is the big bottle. This is 100 ml. Y'all know I don't do that, so that's how you know how much I like this fragrance. But yes, Launch de Rouge. Fantastic for cold weather date night. So now we're about to get into the bougie niche realm even more. That's not as so much talked about, kind of sort of talked about, but not so much. But let's get into it. So, well, this one is talked about. One of the few that gets a lot of buzz and is very, very warranted from this brand. This is from the house of Bond number 9. Y'all knew Savon was going to be on this list. And this is Tribeca. Funny thing, I actually got Tribeca in the summertime and I was wearing this in 100-degree weather, but because of the ambroxan in here, I couldn't smell it sometimes. So it would be hit and miss in the hot weather. But now that this is cool, I smell more of the caramel, the hazelnut, the ambroxan in here, that airy sweetness that we like. Yes, I've been taking this with me everywhere. This is doing what it needs to do for date nights. This one actually, because it's so light and airy, you could actually wear this as a daytime cold weather scent. But I've enjoyed it at night when you want something that's a little bit easier to wear, that's a little effortless. I recently wore this to our movie date night that we had to go see one of my favorite superhero movies. I am a huge comic book nerd when it comes to that. And I wore Tribeca to their movie night and Head F was like, I like this. And he actually wanted to smell it from the bottle. So yes, Head Off approved, Bond number 9, Tribeca, and I do have a full dedicated video on this fragrance on the channel if you want to check it out for more details. While we're on Bond, let's go ahead and talk about the other Bond fragrance that I put on this list, and this is another one. It has a dedicated review. For more information, I have it up top, but this is Bond number 9's New York Nights. As you all know, and I told in my story time, I did wear this on date night while in New York because why not? It makes perfect sense. This has a caramel note, it has some coffee in it, and it's sweet. It still has a touch of floral in it. It's very, very unique. This is a scent that is not blind buy safe. No, let's see. Majority of these are not blind buy safe. I'm gonna just say that. Just no. You need to try all of these fragrances because they're unique. But this one is a very much acquired taste. You need to smell it because there's a lot going on in this fragrance. Those that get it and that smell it, we love it. But I recognize that everybody's not gonna get this scent, so please smell it. I have to say that. But Bond number 9 New York Nights, let me say this, because of the fact there's a coffee note in here, if you know your significant other loves coffee, wear it. Because in my case, Head F loves coffee, so I knew the note of coffee would stand out the most to him and he would like it, and yeah. The last time I wore it, he did end up liking it. So this is getting more traction in our family. I'm here for it. So yes, this is working. Bond number 9's New York Nights. As you can see, it's getting a lot of love. Now this next scent, to me, this scent is so underrated. It's not talked about enough for me and I'm mad about it. The fragrance I'm talking about is from the house of Chanel, you all. Y'all know we love Chanel on this channel, but let me tell you, this one ain't talked about enough for me. And this is Vain and Naive, you all. Calling all of my plum lovers. Yes, if you are a plum note lover, you need to get your nose on this scent. And this is for my plum note lovers that like it sweets, because this is stupid sweet. But it gets the job done because what we know, sweet fragrances are great for being a crowd pleaser and great for getting his attention. And let me tell you, Vain and Naive gets the job done. It's so funny, when I first sampled Vain and Naive, I was kind of like, it's all right, I don't know. Because I was more in love with Ani at the time. But now that I came around, y'all see a full bottle happened. And this is, yes. You want to talk about a fragrance that's going to go the distance? Hands down, out of all of the fragrances, well, maybe except with the exception of one other fragrance that's on this list, this is the longest lasting on here. One thing about Chanel, their fragrance is going to last you 8 hours plus, straight up. All of them do. Even the ones that are freshy, they last. So if you're looking for somebody if you're trying to be a person that's going to have a date that lasts literally all night and you're trying to watch the sun come up, you need something that's going to get the job done. Vain and Naive is the one for you, and it really pulls stronger in the cooler weather to me, because in the hot weather I was like, it's okay, it's cute, but when it got cool and I put this on, yes, I let it dry down. We were in the middle of a family gathering with barbecue and other things, a whole bunch of people talking. Head F literally turned over and was like, okay, wait a minute, you wearing something different today and I like it. He stopped me in my tracks. Like, we were eating, I'm just saying, and it was Vain and Naive. So Get your nose on Vannai Eve. I know we love our 100 solid ways. I know we love our Ani. Y'all know I love those. I own those. But this Vannai Eve ain't talked about enough for me, and it's fire for date night. All right, you all, we are rounding down the list. We have 3 more fragrances to go, and this one is becoming a modern classic. This has a cult following at this point. This is from the house of BDK, and I enjoy this fragrance very much. So this is BDK's Gris Charnel. This is that androgynous, truly unisex, figgy scent. It has a smokiness to it. It has a woodiness to it. Again, it has a fig note. This is amazing. This is one of the longer lasting BDK fragrances in my opinion. As you all know, I sampled a whole bunch of them. But Gris Charnel is just fantastic. And it just screams cozy weather. This shines in 50 degree and below weather, straight up. Hands down, this is when you pull this out. If it's above 50, I'm not reaching for it personally. But if it's under 50 degrees, Gris Charnel, it just comes to life. So, and I wore this while in New York, and this did what it needs to do. You can still smell this up under your thick sweater, under your coat, your scarf, your hat. This is a scent that's going to give the cozy vibes, even when you're fighting off the cold. But yes, Gris Charnel, this is one that you and your significant other can actually share, because again, it's totally perfectly unisex. For that reason, not blind buy safe. I gotta say that again. You gotta sample this scent, because for me, I was on the fence about it at first, and then it dried down and I fell in love with it. So again, Gris Charnel makes the cold weather date night list. Next scent. I actually recently wore this one as an airplane scent, but hey, it was cold enough, and this scent hooks clothes. Let me tell you something. It shocked me, because the composition of it, you wouldn't think it would hook clothes the way it does and last forever, but it does. This is from the house of Amazing Seer, and this is For Your Love. I've talked about this fragrance in brief. I've talked about this fragrance before on the channel, but I want to talk about it more because this works better in cooler weather. This is certified a date night scent for cooler weather. I mean, look at the name, you all. For Your Love, that screams date night. This has raspberry in it, has an airiness to it, has a muskiness, a woodiness. It's interesting. This is a scent that develops, but the dry down sticks. So this is another scent that is not too overpowering, but it lasts. So this is perfect, in my opinion, for those movie date nights, for those more intimate date nights, close settings, not necessarily outside per se. For Your Love, fantastic. This is for those that still want that airy ambroxany feel that we get from Baccarat, but you're tired of Baccarat. This is new school. This is better in my opinion. So Amazing Seer, For Your Love, fantastic. The last scent. This one is a certified legend in the fragrance community, and if you know, you know. I recently wore it while we were on date night in Austin. We went to a seafood and steakhouse type of situation. It was fabulous, live music, everything. This was my scent of choice. It's funny because Head Elf actually gifted it to me for my birthday, and he loves this on me. This turns heads. Whether you want attention or not, this is the loudest fragrance of them all, and this whole collection of fragrances I just talked about. This is for if you're going out, gala, special occasion, and you're going to be with others, public place, valet. This is that. And the fragrance I am talking about is from Frederick Mall, and this is Portrait of a Lady. Y'all, there's cute rose, there's powder room rose, all that, but then there's grown, domineering, you're going to see me, you're going to notice me, I have your attention rose. This right here, this is a unisex rose scent. This is strong, this is potent. Anything you spray this on, you're going to have to wash in order to get it off. This is nuclear, and I love it. The dry down is an incensey rose that is so sexy for cold weather. This turns heads, especially, let me say this is not for, if you're new to fragrance, you got to ease into this one. I had to sample this one before I knew I loved it, because I had to be ready for it. Just, yes, I will say this one leans a little bit more on the more grown up, can be a little bit more mature if you're not careful, but I love this scent. Portrait of a Lady, there is a reason why a lot of people have tried to duplicate this scent, but there's only one original, and that is, again, Frederick Mall's Portrait of a Lady. You need your own dedicated review, because you are that girl. Fantastic. And again, it's unisex. A man can definitely pull that scent off for sure. So all right, L's, that wraps up my list of cold weather date night fragrances. There is something in here for everyone. For somebody who wants something spicy, somebody wants them more gourmand, people that wants them more airy, more sweet, and something more domineering. There's something in here for everybody. We got you. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you own some of these fragrances? Are you reaching for them for date night? Or are you intrigued by some of them? Let me know in the comments below, like my L's always do. So as always, if you dig me, subscribe to the channel. If you're here for the content, hit that thumbs up button. And if you're not here for any of this, that is okay. No date night for you. But until next time, L's, I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.